Okay, we're live piano practice. Skinny Love. It's like day 4, day 5, or something like that. It's more days than I remember. So just kind of getting back into this. Yeah, okay. Anyway, if you guys want to help support us on the channel, become a member at musicbythemeasurespro.com. You kind of can give us sheet music that you want. We kind of pride ourselves in writing it out a little bit more thoroughly than anybody else and all the nuances that are in a song. But yeah, you can sign up and become a member. I'm going to do verse 2 today. Yesterday I kind of focused on the chorus and then ended with verse 2. Today I'm going to start with verse 2 and then end on the chorus, just kind of rotating through different ideas. So this will take me a second. I just finished up a drum live, so I'm like switching gears and getting my brain to acclimate to piano. So just give me a second to find my grounding. So we're going to do this 16th note run at the end of verse 1, because it's really our transition into verse 2. So we got this 4, E, and 1. And that's one of the things I want to work on, is just getting that C sharp minor and being a little bit more comfortable with that. So it'd be 4, E, and making that connection, right? My left hand and right hand working together in those C sharps. Alright, so let's do it from this 4. Yeah, I'm struggling because like part of my issue is I don't like going this slow at 40 BPM. That in and of itself can throw me off a little bit, but we're going to deal with it. 3E and 4E and 1 and 2 and oh, something's wrong there. I don't know, maybe nothing was wrong. And 2 and 3 and 4E and 1 two and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Cool. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. Much better than yesterday. Yeah, and this is why practice works, right? You practice a little bit every day. You don't worry about being perfect the next day. You worry about just getting a little bit better. And 3 or 4 days down the road, you're gonna be able to play anything you want full speed. But you gotta put the time in slow. All right, so we got this E measure. So we'll do that, and then we'll just kind of like build this whole thing together. So every time we get comfortable with something, we'll just add a new measure in. So we got this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I always like to have like a buffer measure. So what we'll do, yeah, we'll have a restart measure of that F sharp minor. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 Now, I probably should have done that a little bit different. I don't feel confident on that E measure yet, so putting that together. couple times. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 Now let's put it all back together. Sorry. Checking the record. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... You can see my mental capacity goes down after I do one live and jump in to do another one. Ideally, I'd have a break, but I have lessons this afternoon, so I wanted to do back-to-back ones, trying to get 2 in a day. And the thing for me, the lives are important. Like, it's helping grow the business, right? But as important is just, dude, I just did a 45-minute drum session. This will be like a 40-minute piano session. That's my ideal day. Like an hour to 2 hours of practice in a day. Well, 2.5 hours of practice in a day. That's my bare minimum goal. So like doing these lives help me a ton to achieve just that. And usually I feel so good about like just finishing what I set out to do, which is a crazy thing, right? That makes you feel good about yourself. Is then I get like an hour of vocal practice in. So I'm like hitting my marks. So yeah, it's my ramble. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 want that extra measure in there though. And 2 and 3 and 4 and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. And 2 and 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 4 and some rushing, but that's okay. All right, let's do this measure. We'll just keep doing this over and over again. I know it's a long process, but it's how you learn a song. It's a way to learn a song. So we got C sharp E down to this G sharp. How I want to play that yet. Try that. So we got half notes. Yep, C sharp to A. You can see I want to move earlier because a lot of times we don't play the third. We play, I guess a lot of times we play a chord or we play it like this. So it's just different in this section. 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's right. Okay. Let's do it from here. Two, three, and four, and a three, and a four, and a. Wasn't terrible. Like a little bit of it I don't have memorized. E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Okay, next measure. Just like I said, we're just gonna keep doing this. It's the process. 1. So that E measure that we haven't learned yet, I haven't run through today, I should say. This one right here. We got 1 and 2 and a 3. So just that one little change. Going to that F sharp. So 1 and 2 and a 3. Cool. So just that measure by itself. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and. So little mistakes, right? They happen. 4 and 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and. There we go. All right, same thing that we've been doing. All of those measures now back together. 2 and 3 and 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1. So a little rough. And 4 and 1 and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. That takes all the mental concentration I have. to muster up quite a bit for that, which is okay. Like, it's playable though. It wasn't playable. It wasn't playable in that context yesterday, so that's a big plus. Let's do this without metronome a couple times, just to kind of give myself a chance to like relax and slow stuff down when I need to. Right, the ebb and flow of not playing with a metronome. Just give your brain a little bit of time to think. Like the metronome is that it's a train bearing down on the tracks, and so it's just good. You need that. You need that force to be in time, and then you gotta do it a couple times without. 3E and 4E and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you also have to remember your part. Nope. And 2 and 3 and 4 and so it's just different enough, right? The E measures and the C sharp, that one starts with a high note, one starts with a low note. That A throws me off. Let's do it a couple more times. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 E and 1 and 2 and so that's one transition, right? That gets me a little bit, that E to B. So let's do it again. Or I should say the B to the C sharp minor. It's natural. Feels okay, but just not comfortable with it. So the last two measures again. C sharp for that. The C sharp minor chord to just playing that C sharp throws me off too. Go. Let's try it. And 4E and 1 Again, not great, but happened. So that's half the battle. 1E and 2E and 3E and so very much just kind of holding on now at this part. Like, we'll add. There's not that many measures left, so let's add them, and they might kind of continue to go downhill as we play. This might be like a 30-minute session, just so I can chill before lessons. All right, so. Again with that C sharp, down to an E. So I have a feeling that like continuing to put these all together is not going to get better, just because like some of it's just focus lacking at this point. So instead, let's do small runs like this measure to that measure. So at least getting the correlation of like how this is all going to get together eventually, but without having to think so much. So some of the gain, less of the work. E end of 4, E end of 1, E end 2, and 3, and 4, and do it again. 1 and end of 3 and 4. See what I mean about concentration starting to leave? And 2 and 3. Alright, let's do metronome one more time with this. These two measures. We're going to move on. Struggling to pay attention. Which, okay, like, in my brain, it's like, I'm okay with new concepts. It's just I'm not going to, like, really spend a lot of time refining anything at this point. But, I can call it a quit. I can call it a session's over right now, but there's no point. Like, I can still play. Just not, doing that great. But it's still just putting the time in. So the F sharp minor, we got a C sharp and E, and then our left hand we have an F sharp. A lot of tension in that chord. And at 40 BPM, this is pretty slow. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to C sharp minor. And then it goes to a D sharp in our left hand. At the same time, it goes E, G sharp. Speaking about tension, right? A lot in there as well. So we got 1, 2, 1, and 2, and chorus kind of resolves. Okay. So let's see. What do we want to tackle? I'm guessing we just put these. Let's put these three together. Let's do right hand a couple times. And a 3 and 4 and 2, 3, 4. C sharp minor chord. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 4 and alright, let's do this without metronome, both hands, and then we'll go with metronome. Try to put that whole phrase together. Oh, this one's different. Just getting used to that movement is enough for me to pause. Oops. Yeah, okay. It's probably those fingers is what I want to use. Do that again with metronome. See if this happens. One, two, three, and 4 and 2, 3, 4. C sharp minor. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 3, and 4, and 3, and 4, and so I don't know if I'll be able to put that whole verse together. We're gonna try though. We're gonna try. And yeah, we won't worry about ending it. We'll just worry about getting to those 2 beats. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, E and O. And 3, and 4, and 3, and 4, and sorry. Let's zoom out. So clearly, just don't have it all memorized, which is enough to throw me off. It does become a nice little like sight reading challenge though, which I like. So maybe it's not like the best session I've ever had, right? You know, there's been some poor ones, but like this might take the cake for. No, I think the gains are good. It's just like the wherewithal of putting this all together is just not in my brain at this point. You know, again, fatigue of just playing drums for an hour, and then jumping into piano. I'm probably ready for my mid-afternoon nap. All right, let's try this again. Just what I think is most important about like how we're tackling this right now is be okay with mistakes, be okay with wrong notes, try to jump back in. It's more if I can not make the same mistake in the same spot, that means I'm doing good. If I'm making the same mistake over and over again, then probably fix that spot. E, end of 4E, end of, end of 2E, end of 3E, end of. Something at the end of that E that I'm playing wrong. I think I'm playing wrong. Yeah, I think I don't know what I did, but it sounded wrong in my brain, but it might be because I'm thinking of that B6 section. I think that's what I played. Maybe that's what I played. Who knows? Who will ever know? All right. Let's try again. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1E, and a 2E, and a 3E, and a. All right, that's good enough for today. That was pretty bad, but I knew it was bad. I don't know if that makes it better or not. All right, guys, thanks for checking us out. Music by the Measures Pro. If you want to become a member, help support us writing better sheet music, higher quality stuff, and any songs you guys want to learn. You could recommend them. We could do videos for them if you're a member. All right.